This story begins, and we see some dangerous wolves in front of whom a girl is roaming. And a boy named Xiao is shown who is scared after seeing the wolf. And now a girl named Guang Han is shown in front of that boy, and this is the same girl who is shown in front of the wolf. And Xiao says to that girl, "You are." Then the girl is saying to Xiao, "I never thought an ordinary village like this will be under attack from monstrous wolves." On hearing this, Xiao faints, and the girl is saying, "Pity these mortals." After some time, Xiao wakes up and is surprised and says, "I'm not dead? Where am I? Han Yan, why are you here? Are you here to save me?" And Guang Han is saying, "How do you know my name? And please let go of my hand, I don't even know you." And Xiao hugs Guang Han and says, "I know you're mad, but it wasn't my intention to ditch you and use a suicidal attack with others. Don't worry, I won't be naughty anymore, we will live a happy life together. Why are you trembling?" And suddenly Guang Han pushes Xiao, and Xiao gets shocked and says, "You are killing your husband." And Xiao falls away and says, "How are you? Are you alright? Xiao Feng, talk to me. Hurry up and apologize to the lady. Please do not blame him, lady. Little Feng is just acting up because the Xiao village is destroyed, and spouting nonsense." And we are told that her village was destroyed some years ago, and the scene shifts and the past is shown, and then Xiao was Ji Han's husband, and Guang Han is telling Xiao, "Promise me, you must return safely." And Xiao is saying, "I promise you, I won't leave you behind." The scene shifts to the great 7 killing demonic prince, we'll have today as well. And Xiao is saying, "I will not be under others' control. Let's die together." The scene shifts and Xiao starts screaming because he is seeing a bad dream, and while praying he is saying, "It's not a dream. And I am not dead." And, hearing Xiao's voice, Guang Han comes and says, "You are finally awake. Come with me. The palace master would like to see you." And Xiao says, "Lady, may I know where we are going?" And Guang Han is saying, "Towards the flying ship Teokari US2 Wintian sect. Hurry up, the palace master has been waiting." And Xiao goes behind Guang Han and says, "Okay." But he is not able to believe it, and is thinking it's real. "I really went back to the past. This is when Liu Han Yan rescued me back then. She became my wife later, but she doesn't know me at this moment." Then suddenly he hears a voice, "Hui. Why did you close the door?" And he gets shocked and says, "You're Xiao Feng?" But it is said that the girl is from the fairy of the Cold Moon sect. Cold and proud like snow. Pure and flawless. She is the most eye-catching female cultivator in the cultivation world. Countless men fell in love with her at first sight. But in all these years, even her real name is not known by many. But today, she gets surprised and says, "How did you know my name?" So Xiao is saying, "Han Yan. I know this sounds unbelievable. But you have to trust me. I came back from the future, and the reason I know your name is because I'm your husband." Then that girl is saying, "I'll give you one more chance, tell me the truth." And Xiao is saying, "Damn. I'm going to die. She always like this when she gets angry. My wife, I'm not lying to you. By the way." And he is telling, "Your favorite fruit is banana, you are most afraid of snakes, you were bitten by a dog when you were a mortal. And also, your nickname is Yan Yan. It was given by a fortune teller that your father hired." And that girl says, "Shut up." And she pushes Xiao hard and says, "You have investigated me so thoroughly. You must be spy sent by the demon sect. Tell me, who sent you?" And Xiao, he is speaking nervously. "I'm telling the truth. You have a congenital cold ice vein. You practice the ice heart technique. Not the 9 scrolls of heaven that the heaven sect teaches." And that girl is saying, "My main cultivation technique. Only my master and I know about it. How did it leak out? Could it be my master? I didn't expect you could even find this kind of secret. It seems I have to kill you first, and then search your mind for information." And Xiao is saying, "You have a tear-shaped red birthmark on your inner thigh." And that girl pushes Xiao, and Xiao falls down, and says, "It can't be that this is also information that a spy can see, right?" And the girl says, You? What else do you know?" And Xiao is saying I also know that you have a mark of an ice lotus on your right chest. It is formed by the ice heart technique that you practice. This technique was taught to you by your master. It is actually a furnace technique. And that girl gets surprised after listening to Xiao, and Xiao is saying if you lose your virginity while practicing this technique, your power will all be transferred to the other person. Fortunately, you later discovered your master's plot. And Xiao is saying that while going in front of the girl he is saying so you managed to secretly kill him, and covered it up as an accident, fooling everyone. This is how you became the current palace master of the Snow Palace. The Fairy of the Cold Moon. And also my wife, Liu Han Yan. And that girl falls down after listening to Xiao and starts crying and saying these things. Unless I said them myself, no one else could possibly know. You said you came from the future? The future me. What happened to us? Then Xiao is telling us that the future is a chaotic era that has never been seen in 1,000 years. Starting now 50 years later, a new war between the righteous and the evil begins, and the divine land will be in flames. The 4 palaces of the heaven sect are destroyed, the Red Sky sect betrays and joins the demon sect, the Luo Book sect is in name only, the 2 divine monks of the No Form temple pass away. And I was framed by a traitor of the heaven sect, and fled the world with the name of a master killer, but by a twist of fate I met you, and became your partner. And Xiao is telling us that after that we decided to retire together. And not care about worldly affairs, but we met. Enemies at our door. After that I died with the enemy. I thought that I would never see you again, but I never expected, when I opened my eyes again, I was back to the time when you saved me. And that girl gets shocked on hearing this and Xiao is saying Han Yan, seeing you again. And the girl is saying is so good. After that we are shown 2 girls who are saying we are almost at the sect, why isn't he here yet? One of the girls is saying I wonder what business does sect master have with him. And the other girl is saying probably just some questions, we don't need to intervene. It's not like you don't know our sect master's attitude towards men. And the other girl is saying yes. And immortal at that. Since shifts, and we are again shown Xiao and Guanghan is saying is this the improved technique you spoke of? And Xiao is saying yes, this is the improved frozen heart chant we spent 3 years on. And Guanghan looks carefully and says most of the path of veins is only possessed by those with freezing veins. Not something a normal person can practice. And Xiao is saying yes. You are smart, my wife. This technique is tailor-made especially for you. Not only is it more powerful, it is no longer a dual cultivation technique. With it, our lives as husband and wives back then wouldn't let you break your cultivation. Guanghan gets surprised after listening to Xiao, and says what are you talking about, who's your wife? Even if you are from the future. Who's to say that Han Lu Yan, will be the same person as I am? And Guanghan gets angry and says yes. Maybe, that's just me from another world, we are not the same person. You came up with the parallel world theory. You got a big brain over there. And Xiao is saying you have a point, maybe you're not my wife. Guanghan gets surprised by Xiao's words and Xiao is saying I prepared this improved technique for my wife. I can't give it to others. On hearing Xiao's words, Guanghan becomes more angry and Xiao is saying what's the matter, Miss Liu? Could it be that you want to forcefully take away my token of love to my wife? And Guanghan gets angry and starts leaving from there and is saying who wants it anyway? I'll come up with it myself. And Xiao shows the letter to Guanghan and says sigh. I'm kidding, it's not like I can't give it to you. I will give you the technique, you take me as your direct disciple, how's that? Guanghan gets shocked seeing him, and says how is that possible? Everyone in the Fei Shui court are women, how can I let you enter? And Guanghan says after everything so there's no room for negotiation? And Xiao ignores Guanghan and says fine. I will not disturb the palace master any further. And he gets up from there and starts saying, I will leave now, and we will have nothing to do with each other from here on out. Stop right there. I can let you enter my court. Guanghan is saying, but you cannot do anything that goes against the way of justice, or I will not forgive you. Guanghan goes to bow and says right. And you cannot tell others about our relationship. And Xiao laughs and says deal. And Guanghan gets angry again and says then what do you need to do now? And Xiao runs away from there and says I will write out the technique. Then the scene shifts and we see a beautiful scene where some people are standing and watching and saying is that the place cultivators live in? And Guanghan says this is our Wintian sect. There the people present in the meeting are saying among themselves chosen as disciples are people suitable for our sect. And Guanghan is saying before joining the sect, all of you need to participate in spiritual test to confirm the talent of your spiritual roots. And after listening to Guanghan the people present there are whispering among themselves and saying you will be up to opportunity. To know which palace you will enter afterwards. A disabled person standing in the same crowd is saying where did little Feng go? Then Xiao says from behind what you looking for? And the Yutian is saying where did you go? I didn't see you for the entire trip. And Xiao is saying just making an apology to a lady. And the disciple is saying in surprise little Feng. And Xiao is saying I asked around just now. And the Yutian is saying other than the two of us joining midway, the other mortals here are all disciples taken in by cultivators. They have extremely high talent in cultivation. And Xiao is asking if our spiritual root isn't good. We'll probably be chased out. And Xiao is saying don't worry. Other than the talent, cultivation also requires opportunity. Maybe you will have some luck. Then the Yutian laughs and says you have a point. I will do my best. Xiao says of course you will have an opportunity, kid. And Xiao disappears using his power, and the Yutian is unable to see anything and says who would have imagined that you are the most talented disciples in this batch. Much more powerful than I was, but this time, I made preparations beforehand. Then Xiao is saying let's go and measure our spiritual power. And both of them enter the palace and the Yutian says little Feng look, there are cultivators everywhere. And why are there empty seats there? Those are the seats for the palace masters look there. And a lot of crowd has gathered there and is waiting for the sect master. Sometimes an announcement is made and they say welcome, sect master and palace masters. And the Yutian says little Feng, quickly bow and be respectful. And then the sect master Wintian sect master immortal Guangling, and he says you may all rise. Welcome to the Wintian sect. I am Guangling, the sect master of this sect. All of you here are favored ones from your respective places and meet the entry-level requirements of our sect. But before you can enter our sect, you will need to take the spiritual root test. Only then can we choose who to accept. Do you all understand? And all the people present in the meeting say yes. Then Xiao is saying to the Yutian don't worry, you're good to go. And then the test begins and everyone is shocked, and it is told this item is a spirit measuring instrument which can be used to determine qualifications of your spiritual roots. There are 4 levels, A, B, C, and D. Please come forward when I call your names and put both your hands on this. Then someone from the crowd has to raise his hand and his name is Zheng Niu. The first master says just put your hands there. Then Zheng Niu says okay. And the first master says with spiritual root, middle B, acceptable. Next, Zhang. And from the crowd, another person raises his hand, which is Xiao himself. Xiao is thinking I wonder what his spiritual root will be. Sarita is thinking if it's a B standard. I'll need to find a way to let him enter my palace. And to junior sister Guanghan, someone caught your eye. Guanghan is saying not yet. Then everyone is surprised to see that another person raises his hand Juicy, with spiritual root. Congratulations, junior brother Yi. Hi! And seeing this, select master starts laughing and says not bad, not bad. I didn't expect to see a disciple with such high qualifications this time round. And the set master is saying to Guanghan and Guanghan is saying junior sister Guanghan, I heard that he's one of the disciples you brought back. I wonder if the other one. And Guanghan is saying next Xiao Feng. And Xiao is saying to himself I didn't expect to have to go through this again. And Xiao is pushing him with energy and saying low D? And everyone is saying is he for real? A low D? Then one man from the crowd is saying to another man aren't we all favored ones from our respective places? Why is there someone with such a qualification here? And the other man is saying a low D. Isn't he basically an ordinary person? I heard at most people like that will only be someone that does odd jobs. And Fast Master is a little disappointed and says to Xiao Du, "You want to try again? The spirit measuring instrument might have made a mistake." And Xiao is saying, no need. I know exactly how bad my qualifications are. Then the first master starts making faces after listening to Xiao, and Xiao is saying to the Yutian, "How's IT, great genius? Aren't I cooler than you now?" And the discipline is saying, "Little phone. I'm sorry, I didn't know." And Xiao is saying with his hand on the shoulder of the Yutian, "Don't think too much. It's your talent, so cherished it well. Besides, am I the kind of person who needs qualifications?" And the Yutian says, "Okay. I understand." Then Xiao remembers something and thinks, "Why do I feel someone's gaze on me?" And he remembers that looks like she's really angry. And Guang Han says to Xiao, "This bastard. Why does he have a qualification like that?" Then WY Palace Master Su Jiani says, "Which asshole was the one who got bribed into bringing such a person here? Forget it if there was bribery. Bringing a person like him in is just going overboard." Then Guang Han is saying, "I was the one who brought him in." "Junior brother Qiani, you were saying?" And Master is looking at Guang Han and saying, "Even if it's a senior sister, Guang Han, you shouldn't have brought back a disciple with such qualifications. Did you not check beforehand?" And Guang Han is saying, "My apologies. I forgot. I'll check next time." And Master is saying to Guang Han in anger, "Why you forgot? How can you even forget this? Senior sister, you. How many times has it been already? How are you always forgetting such an important thing?" Then seeing both of them, Danding Palace Master Immortal Biyun is saying, "Senior brother Su is really angry." And Xiankuan Palace Master Taoist Guang Wi is saying, "If he doesn't get angry, who will?" Each palace selects their disciples based on their previous ranking in the true martial competition. WY Palace came in last, which means that disciple is definitely his unless we kick him out and risk tarnishing our reputation. And Xiao is speaking to all the people present there one by one. "Nice to meet you. We'll all be one big family in the future, so let's get along well." Then the first master is telling Palace Masters, "The spiritual root test has ended. We have a total of 78 disciples accepted." And the set master is saying, "Then according to the previous ranking in the true martial competition, the Xiankuan Palace can choose their disciples first. Junior brother Guang Wei, please go ahead." And Guang Wi is saying, "Ming Hai, go. You know how to choose." And Ming Hai is saying, "Yes." Then the set master is speaking to the first master. "Then next is my Taiji Palace. Xianyi, I'll leave the selection to you." And the first master says yes. And the set master is looking at Guang Han and saying, "Then next is the Feishua Palace that ranked third. Junior sister Guang Han, it's your turn." Then Guang Han is speaking to her servant Ming Xi, same as before. And the servant is speaking to Guang Han, "Yes, Palace Master." Then Xiao is seen and is saying, "Here it is." And the servant is moving towards Xiao, but she passes by Xiao and Xiao is shocked. A girl comes to meet the servant, and the servant is saying, "You, come with me." And the girl is saying, "Yes." And Xiao feels strange and he is saying, "Don't tell me." Then a boy is saying to Zichu Ji, "Come with me." "I'm coming," and is saying, "Come." "Jiangwen, follow me." "Dong Xian, follow me." "You, come with me." And a boy and a girl are shown and they are saying to each other, Jiangwen is saying, "Follow me." And the girl is saying, "Dong Xin, follow me." "You, come with me." After that we are shown Xiao, who is feeling alone, and is thinking it's the same as before. But don't tell me she isn't going to keep her word? No. She isn't someone like that. And then the June set master is saying, "Junior brother Su, it's your turn." But there's only one person left, so there's nothing to choose from anyway. And on hearing the set master's words, the junior brother gets angry, and says, "I won't choose him. You guys are doing this on purpose." And then Guan Han comes there and is saying, "Junior brother Su, If you really don't want him, then I can accept him into my palace. Since I was the one to recommend him, I should take responsibility for him. The Wintian sect keep their promises. The set master gets surprised after listening to Guanghan and says, Junior sister Guanghan, you wish to accept him into your palace? But don't you only accept female disciples? And Guanghan is saying, senior brother, as a righteous sect, Wintian sect not only conquers with martial arts but also with faith. So what if his spiritual roots are poor? In the cultivation world, there have been instances where those with poor spiritual roots achieved success. He is only one disciple for my palace to nurture. If we chase out a disciple that we've promised to accept, won't we become the laughingstock of the righteous sects? And the master is saying as expected of junior sister Guanghan. This is the attitude that our palace masters should have. And the second master is saying in comparison, a certain someone has lost all his face now. Then Su gets angry and he says not bad, although palace master Guanghan is a woman, her broad-minded attitude is truly a role model for us. Looking at WY Palace, no wonder they've been going from bad to worse. Everyone gets shocked after listening to Su's words, even the entire crowd, and Su gets angry and gets up and is pointing his finger towards the fast master and saying, I am also a palace master of the Venetian sect. I don't need Anyona's help to take in a disciple. I will make you my direct disciple. And teach you everything. And the set master is shocked and thinks, what? Direct disciple? And Guanghan tells us to hold on. Junior brother Su. I clearly chose Xiao Feng first. That's true. And Su is saying to Guanghan's senior sister Guanghan, you have already finished selecting your disciples before, and And again he gets more angry and says, everyone, although my Wia palace is in the last place, I still have my dignity. Even if there is only one disciple left, it is still my turn to select disciples. I will accept Xiao Feng. Then the second master says, why are you yelling so loud? And the set master is saying, good, it looks like the 9 palaces of Wintian have acquired disciples today, so I can be at ease now. And Guanghan is saying to Su, I didn't expect him to act like that. I've tried my best, so don't blame me. And everything is shown to Xiao, who is very shocked. What exactly is this situation? The scene shifts and WY Palace main peak is shown where Xiao and WY Palace eldest disciple Xiang Tiange are shown. Xiang Tiange is telling Xiao junior brother Xiao, this is the main peak of the Wuya Palace. The master's palace is just right in front. Don't worry, in WY Palace, I will not let anyone bully you. And he starts patting Xiao's shoulder, and Xiao is saying, damn, it hurts. And Xiang Tiange is saying, I'm sorry, junior brother. Your body is so weak, so I'm not able to really control my strength. And looking at Xiao, he gets shocked and says, looks like it's been dislocated, I'll help you. And Xiao says, yes, I'm fine. Let's just quickly head to the palace. Senior brother Xiang is the same as before, he really doesn't know how to control his strength. Speaking of my previous life, I also entered the WY Palace. However, at that time, I only became an odd-job disciple, and it took me 20 years to gradually become a formal disciple. That time, it was senior brother Xiang who was in charge of training me. The amount of things I had to go through because of him. It's pretty good that this time I became the direct disciple of WY Palace due to my wife's interception. And the scene shifts and a girl is shown who is Su Kyanit's daughter. Su Miaoqing happens, and she is saying, Father, you really found a junior brother for me? When's he coming? And Su is saying, I acted quite on impulse, and it became like that. And Su's daughter is angry. She is saying that won't do. You said in front of so many people that you were going to accept him as a direct disciple. I feel that it's good to take 1 and 2. And then Su Qian's wife Lin Ziaoyun arrives with tea and is saying, didn't you say that, although the child's spiritual roots are quite poor, his mind is quite mature? I'll help you guide him if you're really hesitant. And Su is saying alright. Then the set master's room is shown, and there are 2 servants with the set master, and they are telling the set master that junior brother Xiao is here. And the set master is saying, come in. And Xiang Tiange is saying, junior brother Xiao, Just do what I instructed you to do and you'll be fine. And Xiao is saying thank you, senior brother. And he is entering inside, opening the door and greets the master. And the scene shifts, and we are shown the Wintian sect, where two boys are working, and we are told that disciples are generally divided into odd job disciples, normal disciples and direct disciples. Among them, the odd job disciples have almost no chance of receiving orthodox teachings and can only work continuously in exchange for the opportunity to become normal disciples. For normal disciples, although they cannot learn the truly exquisite supreme techniques, if they devote themselves to cultivation, they still have the opportunity to stand out. Direct disciples are extremely rare, and they enjoy the best resources of the sect with the sole goal of becoming the core pillar of the sect in the future. Then we are shown Xiao, and he is saying, I can't believe I really became a direct disciple of the Wuya Palace, and even have my own courtyard. I wonder what my wife said at that time. It's just that with my qualifications, even if I have the best techniques given to me, my cultivation will still be very slow. I need to find some other way to get stronger. And then Xiao hears a knock on the door, and he is saying, Who's here at this time? And he is going towards the door and saying, Coming, and as soon as he opens the door, he sees a dangerous lion, but he is not afraid at all, and he is saying, Senior sister, do you need something? And then Su Miaoqing is hanging upside down and saying, Why aren't you scared at all? Everyone else was scared by Whitey before. And Xiao is saying, I understand, senior sister. Please wait a minute. And Xiao again starts closing the door, and when he opens it again, he gets shocked. And he is saying, There's a lion. Senior sister, was that good? And Su Miaoqing is saying, Yeah, and she is saying angrily, Wait and oh. I have some business with you. And Xiao is surprised. And he is saying, Some business? And the scene shifts, and Master is saying, Junior sister? Junior brother Xiao probably can't keep up with your cultivation lesson yet, so why did you bring him here? Then Su Miaoqing is saying, It's okay. Just teach us both together. Don't worry, as a senior sister, I'll teach him if he doesn't know. Right, junior brother? And Xiao is saying, It's alright, senior brother. Just teach as you usually do. And Su Miaoqing is saying, Everyone has always thought of me as the youngest and always forced me to take lessons. Now, there's finally someone that's weaker than me. And Xiao is saying, My junior brother. I'm sorry. Your senior sister needs you to get your share of pain. And the master is saying, Okay, then I will talk about some simple things today. Although you have poor talent, junior brother, you should believe that diligence can make up for it. And Xiao is saying, Yes, senior brother. And the master is saying, Let me start with the division of realms. The realms of those who cultivate are divided into 9 major realms: refining chi, foundation building, golden core, nascent soul, transcendent, body recombining, hollow spirit, Mahayana, and crossing tribulations. And the Wintian sects. 9 scrolls of Wintian. Each correspond to a major realm. Today, I will first talk about. And Su Miaoqing is saying, It's all learned things I've learned before, now I can finally slack off. And while crying she is saying, I'll take a nap first. Anyway, with junior brother's qualifications, he'll probably take some time to learn. Then someone is shouting, Junior sister Su, Junior sister Su. Su Miaoqing is surprised to hear this, and the master is saying, I will now be testing you on the sword technique that I taught you yesterday. But shouldn't you be reviewing the previous topics with junior brother? Xiao is speaking while fencing. I've finished reviewing the previous topics with him already, and he's also finished learning today's topic. And Su Miaoqing is saying, How long have I slept? The master is saying, It has only been an hour. Although junior brother has poor qualifications, he is extremely intelligent. When I teach him something, he can basically remember it by looking at it once. And then when I look at a certain someone else. And Su Miaoqing is surprised and says, And how in the world? Xiao is saying, Senior sister? What's wrong? But Su Miaoqing gets up from there and starts running and says, Junior brother, let's go 2 seconds senior brother and learn about talismans and formations. And Xiao is surprised. And Su Miaoqing is saying to her lion, "Come on, let's go." Why? And Xiao is also saying while following Su Miaoqing. Wait a minute, and the master is speaking. It seems that junior sister is feeling a sense of crisis now, which isn't bad at all. And the scene shifts and it is being told that talismans and formation are essentially of the same origin, that is, by allowing spiritual energy to operate in a special way to produce effects far beyond normal. Then we are being shown the second master, and he is saying, today we will start with the most basic 8 trigrams formation. The so-called Xiangua refers to the cycle of the heavenly way, and gentlemen should follow the heavenly way. And Su Miaoqing is saying, and oh, I can't sleep. I'm a senior sister now. And the second master is saying, Miaoqing is very diligent today, or rather, it looks junior like brother Xiao seems to have a lot of doubts. And Su Miaoqing is saying, of course it's normal for junior brother not to know these kinds of deep knowledge now. If you have any case tie-ins. And Xiao is standing and saying, it's true that I have some doubts, so I would like to discuss them with you. And the second master is saying, discuss? Sure, go ahead. Xiao is saying, you just said that the Zhan Jiyue is a 6-yang hexagram, which symbolizes overcoming the heavens, but I think it also means losing yourself to pride. And the second master is saying while keeping his hand on Xiao's shoulder, I didn't think that the young junior brother Xiao would have such talents in understanding formations. What you said isn't wrong, and it is content that will be covered in higher grades. I thought it was a little too early to explain this to you. And the second master is taking Xiao away. And he is saying, Miaoqing, if you have anything you don't understand in the future, you can ask your junior brother. And Su Miaoqing is surprised, and is saying, how did you even understand what that old man said? Xiao is saying, actually I didn't understand some parts. That's why I asked if we could discuss some of the topics. And Xiao is thinking that, I wouldn't be someone of a high level if I didn't know these basic things. What I'm learning now isn't of any use, so I need to quickly advance so I can learn the things I need. And Su Miaoqing is thinking, damn it, I'm getting overshadowed by him. At least act like an actual junior brother who doesn't know anything. Looks like I have no other choice left. And Guanghan is saying, junior brother, let's go to our next class. And both of them are going to the next class, and Guanghan is saying, this is 4th senior sister's place. She's in charge of practical combat. And Xiao is surprised and says, practical combat? And Su Miaoqing is saying, that's right, but don't worry, 4th senior sister is very kind and loves reading. She's a really good person. I can definitely earn my dignity back now. After all, what we are looking at here is not understanding, but practical cultivation. And we are shown Wyi Palace 4th disciple Jiu Yushan, who is reading a book and saying, sorry I'm busy. Let's do it next time. Su Miaoqing is saying, the only problem is, she's often in her own world, and Xiao is saying, then let's not disturb 4th senior sister. Are you kidding me? Right now I'm just a normal guy who hasn't even reached the first refining chi stage, and you want me to fight with 4th senior sister in the nascent soul stage? Are you joking? Xiao starts leaving from there, then Su Miaoqing is saying from behind, wait, junior brother Xiao. Don't go. And then Su Miaoqing's foot slips, and she falls on Xiao, and Su Miaoqing is saying, junior brother, are you okay? And Xiao is saying, I'm fine. Then Jiu Yushan comes angrily and says, you guys wanted practical combat class, right? And Su Miaoqing is saying, actually, maybe not now. Xiao is saying, yes. We were just about to leave. Then there is a knock on the door, and she is saying, don't worry, I'm not a demon. The scene shifts, and Guanghan Palace is shown, where a girl is taking a bath, and a servant is saying to her, Palace Master, after this, you and Immortal Biayun will have a meeting. And that girl is saying, push it back, I have other matters to attend to. And the servant is saying, yes, and the girl is saying, I wonder how that bastard is holding up in the Wyi Palace. And 2 servants are talking to each other. The first servant is saying, what's going on? Is the Palace Master still angry? And the second servant is saying, yeah. Ever since she came back, she's been in a very bad mood. In any case, let's not enter her room now. And there is a knock on the door, and both servants are surprised, and the scene shifts, and Wy Palace is shown, and it is being told, he's only in the first stage of refining QI. And Su Miaoqing is shown, who is saying, I even added a high-grade elixir in the medical bath for you. If it was anyone else, they would have been close to the foundation building realm already. Exactly how bad are your qualifications? And she speaks angrily, speaking of which, why did I even decide to use such a precious item on him? We don't even know each other that well. No, I just wanted to repay him for helping me improve my technique. Yeah, that's right. I just wanted to repay him. And Xiao is saying, what? You managed to get to the first stage of refining qi in one night? It's all thanks to the herbs that master gave me. Then Su Miaoqing's father, standing there, is saying to Su Miaoqing's mother, even if it's the herbs, the effect shouldn't be that great. And Su Miaoqing's mother is saying, it's a good thing that you managed to break through. But remember to remain modest and never let arrogance overtake your mind. And we see that Xiao is thinking something, and master is saying to him, good job, junior brother Xiao. I heard you've broken through to the first stage of refining qi. And Xiao is saying to the master, I was just lucky. And the master is dragging Xiao along, and is saying, luck is also a part of strength, and in my opinion, your talent wasn't bad in the first place. And Xiao is moaning in pain and saying, senior brother Xiang, you're suffocating me. And the master leaves him, and is saying, sorry. I can't really control my strength. And Xiao is saying, it's fine, it's fine. And Xiao is crying and saying anyway. The cultivation method I'm using this time round is a combination of two teaching, and even though it will make me a lot stronger, the progress should be a lot slower than in my previous life. What exactly did my wife add at that time? Or could it be that my cultivation talent really became better? Then the scene shifts. 2 years later, Miaoqing has broken through to the 7th stage of refining QI. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying to Su Miaoqing's mother, she has superior talent, and although we keep suppressing her realm to consolidate her foundation, it's still very easy for her to break through the realm. And Su Miaoqing's mother is saying, compared to her, the other guy is a lot more worrying. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, talking about him makes me angry. Then Su Miaoqing is running and shouting, I broke through. Junior brother, where are you? And Xiao is saying, congratulations on breaking through, senior sister. And Su Miaoqing is surprised and says, why are you still in the 4th stage of refining QI? And Xiao is saying, my qualifications are bad. Then after listening to Xiao and Su Miaoqing's father is saying, 2 years. Do you know what I've done for him for 2 years? Even a pig can cultivate faster than him with the amount of treasures he's used. And Su Miaoqing's mother is saying to Su Miaoqing's father, calm down, calm down. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, no, I'm going back first. I feel like I will beat him up if I see his face. And Su Miaoqing's mother is saying, then let's go back together. And Xiao is saying, why did master leave just like that? And Su Miaoqing is shouting, who cares about what that old man is thinking? Junior brother, let's go play. And Xiao is saying in despair, but I still need to cultivate. And Su Miaoqing binds Xiao with her magical power, and flies away in the air with him. Xiao is saying in panic, senior sister. And Su Miaoqing is saying, why, it's fine. Anyway, you cultivate so slowly I'm sure missing 1 or 2 days is fine. I'll bring you to a great place. And Xiao is saying nervously, alright, I guess I'll go with you. I didn't think cultivating a combination of 2 techniques would be this slow. What exactly did my wife give me that time that I managed to break through in 1 night? And Su Miaoqing is saying, junior brother, I'm going to go faster. And Xiao is saying in panic, slow down. And Su Miaoqing is saying, there's nothing to be afraid of with me around, and she sees something in the dense forest, and she is saying, what's that? And both of them get down in that forest, but as soon as they get down, both of them start smelling some foul smell, and both of them close their doors, and Su Miaoqing is saying, that's. And both of them see a big dead wolf, and both of them go to the dead wolf, and Xiao is saying, look at this wound, Igi was killed in one hit. And Su Miaoqing is saying, this is a beast that the Huia Palace was raising. Which bastard dares to mess around with us? And then Su Miaoqing is saying using her spiritual energy, I choose you. Whitey. And Lion appears, and he goes and starts sniffing the dead fox. And Xiao is saying, Senior sister, this Gale wolf is at least in the 5th stage of refining QI. It is likely that something more powerful did this to it. And Su Miaoqing is saying, don't worry, we're at the back of the mountain and all the strong beasts have long been cleared out by my parents. The remaining beasts don't pose a problem to me. And that lion sees something, and he starts running in that direction. Xiao and Su Miaoqing also start running behind that lion, and Su Miaoqing is saying, let's go. It looks like Whitey has discovered something. Whitey transformed back to his original form. And Su Miaoqing is shouting from behind, Whitey, what did you? And the lion suddenly stops, and many wolves are lying dead in front of him. Xiao and Su Miaoqing are also shocked to see this, and Su Miaoqing is saying, what exactly? And suddenly a dragon snake comes behind Xiao and Su Miaoqing, and Xiao is frightened to see this and says, watch out. And the dragon snake attacks, and both Xiao and Su Miaoqing fall down. Xiao is saying, Senior sister, are you okay? But the dragon snake attacks the lion more, and the lion goes far away and falls after hitting a tree. And Su Miaoqing is shocked to see this, and says, Whitey. And the lion falls unconscious, and Xiao is saying using his spiritual energy, Whitey. Return to my. Xiao and Su Miaoqing get scared seeing that dragon snake, then Xiao and Su Miaoqing ask for weapons using their spiritual energy, and then the dragon snake attacks them with a dangerous wish, and Xiao is saying, this is bad. The smoke is poisonous. And Su Miaoqing is saying, Junior brother, I'm at my limit. And Xiao is saying, Senior sister, you can't fall asleep. And Xiao is shouting, now's our chance. Then Su Miaoqing angrily attacks the dragon snake and the dragon snake starts fluttering. And Su Miaoqing is saying, Junior brother, thank you. But Su Miaoqing's feet are faltering, and Xiao sees her and catches her, and says, Senior sister, be careful. And Su Miaoqing is saying, I'm fine, I just accidentally got poisoned by snake venom. Let's return back to the sect quickly and tell the whole situation to my parents. At that time both of them are getting very angry, and Su Miaoqing is saying, how is it possible? My parents have said that monsters with advanced cultivation levels in the Qi refining stage will never be able to break free and cannot use this move. And Xiao is saying, so this venom is. And the dragon snake starts screaming loudly, and seeing him Su Miaoqing is saying, Junior brother, stay back. And Su Miaoqing again makes a dangerous attack on the dragon snake, and is saying, no, this guy's body is so hard to penetrate, I have thinking in other ways. Right. Eyes. And Su Miaoqing starts running on the dragon snake, and the dragon snake attacks her, and throws her away, and tries to swallow Su Miaoqing, and Su Miaoqing gets very scared, and starts screaming, and the dragon snake is about to swallow Su Miaoqing, when Xiao catches the tail of the dragon snake and starts pulling it, and says, you think I don't exist? And Su Miaoqing is injured, and says, Junior brother. And Xiao starts pulling the dragon snake with full force, and says, F***ck off. He throws the dragon snake, and Xiao goes to Su Miaoqing, and Su Miaoqing says to Xiao, Junior brother, you go quickly. And Xiao picks her up, and says, Senior sister, I already sent a signal for the help in the sect, and Su Miaoqing says, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. And Xiao says, don't worry, Senior sister, leave it to me next. And he puts Su Miaoqing on the ground, and starts fighting with the dragon again, and says, let me practice with you. And while fighting with the dragon snake, one of Xiao's hands gets injured, and Xiao is saying, no. My arm seems to be broken, and Xiao is saying that the gap in our realm is too big, although I was able to shake this beast, but I can't hold him for so long. And he sees that The dragon snake starts attacking again, and Xiao is saying, "Not good." And he runs and starts kicking the dragon snake, and Xiao is saying, "Not bad." And the dragon falls, and starts flapping, and Xiao starts climbing on the dragon, but suddenly the dragon jumps up in the air and comes down, due to which Xiao loses his balance, and he starts falling, and is saying, "You damn beast." And he is saying using his spiritual energy, "Taste my skill," and he starts attacking the dragon on its back, and the dragon starts flapping while screaming, due to which Xiao bounces and hits the tree and gets stuck, and is saying, "It's a pity that I was able to slightly injure this damn beast. This time we're really going to die." And the dragon is about to swallow Xiao, when suddenly someone is screaming from behind, "Die, you evil beast!" And she cuts off the head of the dragon snake, and Xiao sees a girl through his blurry eyes, whose name is Miaoqing. Xiaofeng occurs, and she says, "Fortunately, I came in the right time. Hey, wake up." And the scene shifts, and we see Guan Han, who is cultivating, and says, "It's strange, I was at the critical stage of practicing ice heart technique, so why did I feel a little panicked? The hidden dangers should have been eliminated." And she thinks and says, "Why don't he go and see that bastard? It's been several years since I last saw him. I wonder if he has improved over the years. Just go and see him. I don't owe him anything now." And she looks up and says that. "Isn't that Taoist Guangxing? Brother Guangxing, please stay a bit." And Jiuan looks back, and Guan Han follows him and says, looking at the direction you're going, "Are you going to Ouya Palace? But what's for?" And Jiuan said, "Do you still remember that junior brother Qianyi accepted a disciple a few years ago? Just now, junior brother Qianyi sent me a message saying that the disciple is seriously injured, and asked me to go and help him, and he also said to me that it's just a guy with no spiritual roots. Junior sister Guanghan?" And the scene shifts, and we are shown a girl, who is lying unconscious on the bed, and the second senior brother is checking her condition, and the junior sister standing nearby is saying, "Second senior brother, how's the situation of Miaoqing now?" And the second senior brother is saying, "There were some fractures and some snake venom in the outer band. But don't worry, I have cured them, and she will be able to awake in 2 days. Right now, the problem is on the junior brother's side." And just then the senior brother is coming there, and the second senior brother is asking her, "Senior brother, how's the situation over there?" And junior sister is also asking, "Junior brother, how's the situation over there?" And senior brother is telling, junior brother's injury was too severe, the master and master's wife are doing their best to heal him, but he could only barely hold his breath. And junior sister is saying, "Don't worry, master has already called senior Guangxing, he is very good at medical skills." And senior brother is saying while leaving from there, "I want to go to the back mountain." And the second senior brother is saying to him, "The mountain is so big, what can you find alone?" And the junior sister is also saying, "Yes, senior brother, you should calm down." And the senior brother is saying angrily, "I don't do anything, just watch him die." And the second senior brother is saying, "Wait a moment, there is great power coming." And the scene shifts, and we are shown second master and Guan Han, and second master is saying to Guan Han, "Junior sister Guan Han, I can't do it anymore. I'm too tired. Take a break." And then junior sister, senior brother and second senior brother come there, and senior brother is saying, "We pay respect to the senior Guangxing, but why senior Guanghan is here?" And Guanghan is asking, "Where is Xiao Feng?" And senior brother is saying nervously, "Junior brother, he is being treated by the master and the master's wife in the main hall." And the second master and Guanghan leave from there, and the senior brother asks the second senior brother, "Has master also invited senior Guanghan?" So the second senior brother says, "No, I don't know." And the scene shifts, and we are shown Xiao, who is lying unconscious, and Su Miaoqing's father and mother are also there, and Su Miaoqing's mother is checking Xiao's condition, and Su Miaoqing's father is saying to him, "I'll do it, madam, you take some rest for a while." Su Miaoqing's mother is saying, "I still have some energy left, but Xiaofeng's pulse is getting weaker. When will Mr. Guangxing arrive?" And then Guanghan and the second master are also coming there, and Guang Han is saying, "We're here." And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, looking at Guang Han, "You're finally here. Senior sister Guang Han? Why are you here?" And the second master is moving towards Xiao in surprise, and Guang Han is saying to the second master, "Why are you still standing here? Go and take a look at him and quickly heal him." So the second master is saying, "You are so bossy." And looking at Xiao, he is saying this. And Guang Han is asking, "How is his condition?" And the second master is telling Guang Han, "I'll tell you the truth, he's badly injured, his meridians are all damaged, so he can be cured." And Xiao is saying while looking at her carefully, "Tio, be honest, it is not a wise move to forcefully save a disciple who has mediocre talent." And Guang Han is saying, "I'll provide you all the herbs you need." And Su Miaoqing's father is also saying nervously, "How can that be? I'm his master, I've got all the treasures he needs." And Guang Han is saying, "Since you still know he's your disciple, then why did you let him get hurt like this?" And Su Miaoqing's father says in disappointment this. Then Su Miaoqing's mother hears them and shouts, "Stop arguing. Treat him first, senior brother Guangxing. Just do whatever you want." And the second master is saying, "Now that you've all said that, then I have nothing to say. Guys, let's get started." And the scene shifts, 3 hours later, and we are shown Xiao, who is lying unconscious on the bed, and the second master is saying, "Now he's completely safe and fine." And Guang Han is saying, "This time it's all thanks to senior brother Guangxing's help." And the second master is laughing and saying, "It's nothing big deal. No need to thank." Then suddenly he gets angry, and says, "Fucking hell. You spend so many rare materials like you are spending water. And it is only to cure mediocre disciple. As expected, all of you who are the masters of the palace are rich and powerful. This is what you have earned through the use of magical elixirs." And then he becomes disappointed, and says, I have something else to do, so I'll take my leave." And he is thinking, it's so annoying to spend so much money on treating this useless disciple, and compare each other to each other. I can't stay any longer. And Guang Han is saying, "It's time for me to go back." And seeing him leaving, Su Miaoqing's father is saying, "Senior sister Guang Han, I don't know why you would help my disciple like this." And Guang Han is saying, "He did me a favor at first. So this time, I will keep him safe." The scene shifts and we see that some people have been killed with a sword, and then we see someone coming there, and it is Xiao, and he is saying, "This is. Where?" Then he hears someone calling for help, and he hears and says this voice is coming from over there. Then he sees a man attacking another man with a sword, and the one who is being attacked with the sword is saying, "Guk, Xiao, Yifeng." And the one attacking is saying, "Dai da," and he murders him, and Xiao gets scared seeing the murder happening in front of him, and says, "This is the last life. When I went crazy. Is this a dream?" And he is thinking, "You bastard. You still don't want to stop yet." Then the souls of all the people who have been murdered are flying in the air and saying, "Xiao Yifeng. Are you crazy? You murdered your own sect members and also murdered Brother Su. You murdered your own master." And the murderer is saying, "I murdered the master? No, how could I?" And the souls are saying, "You still dare to talk nonsense when you're overflowing with the demonic energy. Today I'll kill you in order to avenge for sect members and Brother Su." And the murderer gets very angry, and shouts, "Kill me. Die." And he warns the souls, saying, "It's me who did it, so what? You all must die today. Go and capture him." And he kicks the ground and flies into space, and there is a loud explosion, and Xiao sees this and thinks, "In my last life, I was corrupted by a demonic remnant soul who had passed through the tribulation period, and I was forced to live with him." And the murderer says, "Is that all Wentian's sect is capable of?" And the spirits are saying, "Chase him. Everyone, no need to hold back anymore, life and death don't matter." And Xiao is thinking, under various coincidences, I was disturbed by him, fell into madness, and even shouldered the accusation of killing my master. And Mo Tianqing, you entangled me for half of my life. And Xiao suddenly starts shouting, and is saying, I will never spare you. And then hearing Xiao's voice, Su Miaoqing comes, and is saying, Are you really unwilling to forgive me? Junior brother. I was wrong, you know. How about giving me a good beating? Won't fight back, I promise. And she says, No. I just had a dream. And then junior sister also comes there, and says, What's that sound? And she gets surprised seeing Xiao sitting, and says, Master? And starts shouting loudly, Master Xiao is awake. Due to which the whole palace echoes, and Xiao asks Su Miaoqing, How long have I been sleeping? And Su Miaoqing says, You've been sleeping for 10 days. And Xiao gets completely surprised and says, What? 10 days? And then Su Miaoqing's mother and father both come there and are saying, Xiao Yifeng woke up? How is he doing? And Xiao looking at Su Miaoqing's mother and father is saying, Master. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, No need to get up, I just came to check on you. And Su Miaoqing's mother is saying, Xiao Feng, thank you for saving Miaoqing. If it weren't for you, I would have regretted it for a lifetime. And Xiao is saying, Master, there's no need for that. I simply did what a disciple should do. And he starts thinking, in the dream of past life, I was being pursued by the sect for killing my master. It's surprising waking up to such a scene. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, Madam, please take Miaoqing out first. I have something to say to Xiao Yifeng. And Su Miaoqing is saying, Why? I also want to stay. Don't try to make things difficult for him. And Su Miaoqing's father is explaining to her saying, Be good, your father just wants to express gratitude to Xiao Feng. You know he values his pride, and we're in a situation where he can't let go. And Xiao is saying to Su Miaoqing's father, Master. Is there something you want to say? And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, What's your relationship with Master Guanghan? And Xiao is speaking to Su Miaoqing's father, Master, why do you ask such a question? And Su Miaoqing's father is speaking, learning about that you got injured, she made a special trip and exerted considerable effort. She mentioned that you had helped her before. What does that mean? And Xiao is surprised and says, What, she specifically came? Master, actually it's just a very small matter. I can't believe Senior Guanghan still remembers that. And Xiao remembers something and says, I mentioned before that when Guanghan Senior encountered me, our village had already been destroyed by a wolf demon. Back then, Senior Guanghan had disguised herself as an ordinary person and was trapped by the wolf demon. And then Xiao is saying to Guanghan, Be careful. And he is saying to those wolves while making a compromise, that you people go away from here, hurry. If you don't leave, it will be too late. And Guanghan is saying, You help me, next I will help you. And Xiao is saying, What do you mean? Girl, are you scared? And Xiao is not able to remember anything after that, and is saying to Su Miaoqing's father, I didn't know at that time that Senior was a powerful being, and later, Senior rescued me. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, It turns out that although he is immortal, he has a heart to save the world. You did well. And Xiao starts laughing, and is saying, Master, thank you very much. It's fortunate that the process of meeting in the previous life with the mother can help explain things. Su Miaoqing's father is saying, however, this time she spent quite a bit of money. In the future, if you meet her again, be sure to treat her with courtesy. And Xiao is saying, Master, rest assured, I will remember this kindness deeply. And Su Miaoqing's father is saying, That's good. Take good care of yourself. I won't disturb you further. And Xiao is saying, Farewell, Master. And Su Miaoqing's father is leaving from there, and is saying, Am Miaoqing's matter? Thank you. And Xiao gets a little disappointed, and says, This old arrogant. And he gets up from the bed and sits down, and says, Accepting such a favor from Han Yan this time, it seems I need to accelerate the pace of improving my cultivation. Although soft rice is delicious, it also has to be hard. And he gets a little surprised, and says, My cultivation level has reached the 5th level of OI training? Perfect timing. Reaching the 5th level of Qi training is the threshold for performing the feather fall technique. There's a place. I can finally go now. And the scene shifts, and we see a night scene, where a man is running towards a ditch, and on reaching the ditch he is saying, "It should be at this location." But he is a little scared seeing that deep ditch, but he gathers some courage, and jumps into the ditch, and looking down he is saying, "That's it." And he reaches the bottom and he sees that some feathers are falling from above, and he is saying, "That's great. This place is still there." And using his ability, he is moving forward from that dark place with a fireball in his hand, and is saying, "If I hadn't reached to the 5th level of QI training, I really wouldn't have been able to come to this place." After going some distance, he sees a skeleton, which seems to be of a cultivator, and perhaps he has become samadhi while cultivating, and Xiao is saying after seeing him, "This is the legacy left by a cultivator in the Mahayana realm. This should be the place where an enemy of the Wintian sect was located before their death. As long as someone inherits these techniques, they are bound to soar to new heights. You must be thinking so, right?" And Mo Tianqing. And Xiao attacks that skeleton with a fireball, and Xiao gets very shocked seeing what happens next. That's all for now in this part. Thanks for watching. Please comment to see the next part.